Today we are going to honor 4 athletes and their spring signing ceremony. We are so proud of them. These 4 athletes are going to continue their sport of choice next year in college. A big congratulations to Kyle, Hollander, and Vaughn. We're very proud of you. You will represent Husky Nation well at your next stops. We will be following your careers. Let's get on with the virtual signing day ceremony. Good evening and welcome to our virtual sports banquet. It has been an unusual and different year in Husky athletics. League championships, CIF playoff appearances, and individual personal bests in a variety of sports happened as usual. But this year, we experienced something no one has ever seen. With spring sports being canceled, off-season conditioning being canceled, and summer training and practices all canceled, our athletes have had to endure a most difficult time. As usual, our Huskies stepped up to the challenge of distance learning, online workouts, and Zoom team meetings. I cannot be prouder of a group of people as I am of our coaches and athletes. At no time did they let this awful pandemic squash their resolve to prepare for the upcoming year. To the seniors who are spring athletes, my heart goes out to each and every one of you for the lost opportunity in your final year of competition. We know it is not fair, but you will grow from this and be more thankful as you go on to your next chapter. But tonight is a night to celebrate your successes, not our struggles, as we celebrate what we were able to accomplish before our lives changed forever. Like most successful programs, our athletes began their journey of the 2019-2020 season of June, July, and August to prepare for the upcoming year during those hot summer months. Our football team was in the weight room, on the field, and in the film room to prepare for another season. The varsity volleyball team was diligently working in the Hot Oak Street gym in the month of August, training and honing their skills. The cheer team were working on bringing spirit to our community and our athletic contests. And of course, the surf team and sailing teams were seen in the ocean right here in our beautiful South Bay waters, preparing themselves for another season. Our winter sports were just as diligent. Boys soccer competing at futsal leagues at the Galaxy Center to get ready to improve their skills for the upcoming season. Girls soccer had many of their players playing all summer on club soccer teams. Boys basketball practicing the entire summer and in playing in over 20 summer league games to prepare to defend their CIF championship. And girls basketball working just as hard in the gym, summer leagues and tournaments to prepare for another championship run. Our spring sports, although the latest starters on campus, were just as busy as this summer. Softball had many members of their roster playing summer travel ball on various teams throughout Southern California. And the baseball team had their normal summer of playing and practicing almost every day. Our golfers were on the courses, driving ranges, and putting greens to prepare for the upcoming season. And our tennis team was at the Kramer Club, working out this summer to hone their skills. So you see, our successes are not by accident. They are the result of incredibly committed athletes and coaches who work so hard for our community, their teams, and teammates. So on behalf of our entire community, to all the coaches, athletes, and parents, I would like to say thank you. We will now begin with the team awards. Tonight, we will be honoring team awards for middle school and upper school. We're going to start with our middle school. This year, the middle school only fielded 2 sports, but they were quite competitive and we're very happy with the 2 sports and the results. We're going to start with middle school boys basketball B team. The most improved player was a young man who came in with very low skill level and towards the end of the season really contributed and helped the team. The most improved for boys middle school B basketball, Lorenzo Orozco. The coach's award goes to a young man who worked so hard during the year. He was the ideal teammate, he was hardworking, and he was skill level improved tremendously. The coach's award goes to Mateo Harvey. And the most valuable player award for the B team was a young man who led our team in scoring, assists, steals, and rebounds. He did a great job leading the team, a young team of mostly 5th and 6th graders. He was the leader, and the MVP goes to Chase Spar. The middle school boys basketball A team worked very hard during the season, showed great improvement, and they had very competitive games. The coach's award goes to a young man who was the ultimate team player. He was hardworking, a tremendous teammate, and someone I could always count on. The coach's award goes to Braden Kawasaki. The most improved award goes to a young man who gave his all every game and every practice and showed his skill level continue to rise. He was one of our leaders in scoring and definitely our best defensive player, and nobody hustled quite like him. Most improved award goes to Craig Walker. And the most valuable player award goes to our leading scorer. He led the team in every category. Whenever we needed a big basket or whenever we needed a play to be made, he was the one who made it happen. The most valuable player for the middle school basketball A team, Luke Legao. The final team for the middle school this year was boys soccer. Once again, Coach Robertson did a great job with the team. We saw tremendous improvement, and they were competitive in every game, being a little bit outmanned in terms of numbers. The most improved player was someone who came in with a pretty meager skill set at the beginning, but through hard work and practice and working every day with Coach Robertson to improve his skill level, his game really improved over the year. Most improved was Chase Spar. The coach's award went to a young man who once again hustled like nobody else. The fastest player on the team. He was going up and down the field. He was in the midfield, so he had to run quite a bit back and forth. He's in tremendous shape, and he's a tremendous athlete. The coach's award goes to Craig Walker. And the MVP was a young man who has great skill level. And as the season progressed, he led our team in scoring and led our team in assists. He is an outstanding middle school soccer player. We're looking forward in a couple years for him to arrive on the high school team. He is going to be definitely a soccer player on this campus to watch out for. The MVP is Kosei Haraki. And finally, the middle school boys athlete of the year. Although we only had 2 sports, this one young man showed what type of athlete he was. Not only is he a basketball and a soccer player, but he's also a tremendous track athlete, and he's also a tremendous football player. He is someone who I know the high school coaches are really looking forward to getting hold of in a couple years. Although he's only entering still in the middle school for next year, he is someone who is going to make a name for himself on the high school level in years to come. The middle school boys athlete of the year is Craig Walker. Now we're going to transition to the high school. This year was a very unique year. Our fall and winter sports, as we said, went without a hitch. But then as the spring happened, games were canceled, seasons were canceled, and it was very disappointing for our spring athletes. Those awards for the spring sports will be given to people who showed either exemplary leadership over the years, what they have done in the practices, and then some of the teams played a very modified games, and we were going to present those awards for what they accomplished during the season that they had, as well as practices. But first we're going to start with the fall sports and with volleyball. Volleyball had a good season this year, made the playoffs once again, and I'd like to thank Coach Borquez and Coach Stagnero for their hard work and dedication. The team has worked harder than I've ever seen them work in years, and they were a tremendous improvement as the season wore on. We were quite competitive throughout the year, and the volleyball team really showed themselves well in the playoffs, once again being extremely competitive. We're going to start with the Most Improved Award. This young lady has come such a long way in her 4 years. As a freshman and sophomore, she was basically on our JV team and did not play a ton. But through hard work, coming to all the summer workouts, and improving her skill level, she really became a contributor this year on this year's playoff team. Our Most Improved Award for girls volleyball is Teal Stevens. The Coaches Award goes to an extremely talented freshman. This young lady is a club volleyball player with a high skill level. She is someone who meshed with 5 senior starters and herself as a true freshman. Came in, wasn't intimidated, and really helped the team work and become better. She is someone the coaches could count on. She has great maturity level for a freshman. The Coaches Award goes to Claire Stetson. And our MVP award goes to one of the greatest high school athletes I've ever seen. She is such a hard worker. She is such a great team player. And most of all, her skill level is through the roof. She is tireless in her effort to become a better player. And she was awarded with a volleyball scholarship next year to attend West Point. Our MVP for girls volleyball is Kai Nickerson. Now we move on to the surf team. Oh, this is from Coach Kiley. Our surf team, so you know, is a combination of ourselves and the Chadwick School, and Coach Kiley is a teacher at Chadwick. But this is what he had to say to our Rolling Hills Prep surfers. Our surf team was an absolute pleasure to work with. The Rolling Hills Prep and Renaissance kids were quick to respond to my many emails. They were grateful and courteous, and all of them loved being in the water with their friends. I could not have asked for a better group of kids to work with, and I am so hopeful that we can all be back at it again next year. The Most Improved Surfer is someone who grew more and more confident throughout the season. He committed to more waves in the second half of the season, and while he probably dropped into a few questionable ones, he also took home his first heat win. He scored a memorable left at Hermosa Pier that I'm hoping is a glimpse of things to come for him and the RHP surf team. The Most Improved Surfer, Kyle Smith. The Coaches Award goes to someone, in addition to bringing style to the girls' longboarding division, she contributed to a number of unique ways to the team culture. She is the longest tenured member of the squad and took a number of the younger, less experienced female surfers under her capable wing. Her positive attitude and generous nature made the girls feel welcomed and comfortable getting in the water in front of judges for their very first time, something that I could not have done without her. We have a group of young surfers that are going to continue to grow more and more confident in the water over the years because of this young lady's impact on the program, and it will be long felt. The Coaches Award goes to Maya McKivitt. And finally, the team MVP. This surfer was our most consistent competitor all season. He won a number of heats for us this winter with good positioning, an aggressive wave count, and a knack for linking together maneuvers even on small waves. He is always excited to get in the water and compete for the team. His skill and commitment to improving bodes well for a long and successful future in the South Bay Scholastic Surf Association. Team MVP, Nate Goldberg. On to the cheer team. We'd like to thank the cheer team for their contributions, bringing spirit and enthusiasm to the games. The Most Improved goes to a young lady who had never cheered before. She's a soccer player and an athlete on the volleyball team as well. She improved her skill level and her technique throughout the season. Most Improved, Soti Marinos. The Coaches Award goes to a young lady who was completely committed to the team, attended every practice, was a tremendous teammate, came to every team meeting, and worked tirelessly on banners, spirit posters, and gift bags. She was the ultimate teammate. The Coaches Award goes to Tammy Wood. And the MVP goes to a veteran of the cheer team. This is her second year cheering, and she is someone who has improved her skill level, shows great enthusiasm, and is a team leader. The most valuable cheerleader, Sofia Hernandez. Now to our sailing team. You don't get to see our sailors too often because they leave and go down to Redondo Beach and they're out in the ocean, so being part of fans is difficult for them. But our sailing team works extremely hard like all the other teams. First, we'd like to go to our most improved. This sailor began on the team late, but showed a determined nature. He worked very hard in the boat with our coach, and his skill level improved tremendously. The most improved sailor, Landon Rorick. The coach's award goes to a veteran of the sailing team who is the most consistent in terms of coming to practice, being at all the sailing events, and listening to what the coaches have to say in the boat and on the dock. He is a hard worker and very committed to the team. Our coach's award goes to Laurie Braslow. And the most valuable sailor goes to our most experienced sailor. This young man has been sailing for years. He's a veteran of the sail team. He is our highest placed sailor in all events. The most valuable sailor, Mason Kaplan. Now we go on to varsity football. Varsity football had a tremendous season. They brought competitiveness back to the team. Numbers were larger than they have been in years, and that was really due to a lot of great leadership from our coaching staff and our senior players. We're going to start with the Coach's Award. This award is given to a young man who over 4 years has stayed the course and gave his all. He did everything that was asked of him, game in and game out. Every year, he added a little bit more to his game and time on the field. And at the end of his 4th year, we counted him to be on the field and contribute to the team in every game. The Coach's Award goes to Gabe Altieri. Defensive MVP. This young man was all over the field on defense and took over games with his aggressive nature. He also helped ease the younger players in on defense. He played his heart out each game and gave his all. Defensive MVP, Zach Mayfield. And the team MVP. This young man was voted MVP by the team, and the coaches could not agree more, and stood out for the team and stepped up in multiple positions on the field, off the field, and as a leader of the team. He was a tremendously productive player, and we're going to miss him next year. Team MVP, Kyle Connell. Now we're going to move on to the junior varsity basketball team, who had a tremendous season as well. They showed unbelievable improvement, worked extremely hard, and these are young players that are going to contribute mightily on the varsity team in years to come. First, we're going to start with the most improved. As the season went on, it seemed like this young man got better and better. He is finally starting to trust his game and gaining much confidence. We will need him to keep improving and striving to get better each day, and are expecting him to contribute next year on the varsity team. Most improved, Sadie Thiambiani. The Coach's Award goes to a young man who gives his all the time, never complains, is always cheering on his teammates, and is one of the hardest working players you will ever meet, who never makes an excuse. We are looking forward to have him around for the next 3 years because of his attitude and his ability to be such a great teammate. The Coach's Award goes to J.V. Brown. And the team MVP. This young man did a little bit of everything for us this year. He took care of the ball, made all his teammates better, guarded the best offensive player on the other team, and made big baskets whenever we needed it. We are looking forward to watching him develop over the next 3 years, and is another young man who should contribute next year on the varsity team. Team MVP, Blake Yamada. Boys soccer. Coach Robertson would like to thank the boys soccer team for all their hard work and commitment through the year. We're going to start with our Most Improved Player Award. When this young man came out to the team, the coach noticed a very tall young man with long arms and long legs and great athleticism, and felt this would be the perfect goalie. As a football receiver, he already had really good hands and good instincts and quickness. He turned into quite a competent goalie as a freshman and really helped the team win some very close games and keep the team in many games. The Most Improved Player Award goes to Quinn Reed. The Coaches Award, also, as the coach liked to put it, the Most Tenacious Player Award. This young man gave his all every game with hustle, heart, and commitment. He would throw his body around for his team and never back down from a challenge. Although he was undersized in stature, he was never undersized in heart. No one worked harder than him, game in and game out, and in practice. The Most Coaches Award and Most Tenacious Player goes to Elijah Higuera. And the Defensive MVP. This young man was tasked to be on the back line of an inexperienced team and try to protect our freshman goalie. He has tremendous soccer IQ. He is a great player, and he's someone who will be playing next year at Colby College on their soccer team. Defensive MVP award goes to Kyle Connell. Girls soccer. Coach Hiraki would like to thank the team. Although they were outnumbered in many games, the girls never quit, had a great attitude, and worked hard all the time, and they were a lot of fun to be around, and he appreciated their hard work. We're going to start with the Most Improved. This is a pretty unique award because Coach really couldn't figure who to put, so his Most Improved award he put, although this year we had the least active amount of players on the rosters and barely played with 11 on the field over the last 3 years I have coached this group, and they have improved as a team. The heart as a whole is tremendous. So for his Most Improved award this year, Coach Hiraki would like to give it to the entire team. We're going to go to the Coaches Award. This young lady took the initiative to lead this group on the field and off the field, from scheduling to making sure we had enough players to texting players, and then on the field being a team leader and someone he could count on all the time. The Coaches Award goes to Maya McKivitt. And the team MVP. This young lady is a very skilled soccer player. She plays on a high-level club team, and she's certainly our top player. She averaged almost a goal a game through the entire season, even battling through an injury last year that made her miss most of the year. He was so proud of her comeback and how she came back so strong and led this team. The team MVP goes to Claire Brenton. Now we're going to go to the varsity boys basketball team. We're going to start with the first Coaches Award. This young man is the ultimate team player. He excels in the classroom, he excels on the court, and in practice. He is a hard worker, he is a tremendous teammate, and he is someone that can always be counted on by Coach Kitani with his great attitude and his team-first mentality. The first Coaches Award goes to Caden Manners. Coach gave a second Coaches Award. This young man was a key player on this particular on the varsity boys basketball team. He is an outstanding shooter, playmaker, and outstanding young man. His work ethic is tireless. His drive to be successful is unmatched, and his ability to mesh with his teammates and his coaching staff is something to be admired. He is someone who is going to continue to thrive in this program and lead this team. Coaches Award number 2 for the varsity boys basketball, Benny Gieler. And the Most Improved Award goes to a young man who had a lot of obstacles to overcome. Coming in as a freshman on a very experienced team, coming from another country and getting assimilated into the way things are done on a basketball team in the United States, this young man handled everything in stride. He was a top defensive player and rebounder, and his offensive game continued to improve throughout the year. He also is a tireless worker, always asking questions and always looking to improve. He is someone who is going to contribute mightily over the next 3 years on the varsity basketball team. The Most Improved Award goes to Kenny Manzi. Varsity Girls Basketball. We are going to start with the Most Improved Award. It's hard to believe that this is the second year in a row that this person has won the award. She was outstanding as a freshman when thrown into a starting role because of an injury to one of our players. She has been pegged as one to watch as one of the best sophomores in her class. She has great work habits and a great attitude, which make her one to watch moving forward for the Huskies. The Most Improved Award goes to Tatum Tamashiro. The Coaches Award goes to someone who's had a great career. While at RHP, she was a freshman named to the Division VI Wooden Award winner and Player of the Year. She helped lead the Huskies to multiple section championships, regional championships, and 3 trips to the state championships. She is going to play college basketball next year at Cal Lutheran University. Once again, a great career for the Coaches Award, Allie Maxey. And the Most Valuable Player goes to someone who's continued to improve her game from her already outstanding sophomore season. This year, she led the Huskies in scoring, rebounding, blocks per game, and shot 56% from the field. She is all CIF, all Coastal League, all Daily Breeze first team, and her career is just beginning. She proved to be an outstanding leader on and off the court as well. And at this time, this young lady has decided to become a USC Trojan once her USC basketball career is over. Most Valuable Player, Clarice Akunwafu. Now finally to our spring sports. These were our most affected athletes, and of course, our hearts go out to them. And what we tried to do for them is see what they did in practice and the modified games that they were. We're going to start with the tennis team. Although the tennis team had just begun practicing when this awful pandemic hit, there were 2 people that we wanted to really call out and give coaches awards to, because leading up to this tennis season, these 2 young ladies were instrumental in communications, recruitment, and enthusiasm in keeping the tennis team going. They were constantly on campus talking to their teammates, encouraging them to play, and keeping them on track as to when we would start and all the necessary paperwork that we needed to do. So the Tennis Coaches Awards go to Ashley Nakawatasi and Allison Lawson. To the golf team. Last year, we had no golf team, but we had a group that started to practice with Coach Pollock to prepare for this year. We entered the golf team in a league. They were ready to go, and they started to practice early in the spring. We're very proud of the improvements, and we were looking forward to a great season, and unfortunately it got cut short. But we'd like to give some awards out. First, the Most Improved. This young man from the beginning wanted to improve. He was a novice golfer, and he continued to improve consistently throughout the year with hard work. The Most Improved Golfer goes to Nicholas Stagnero. The Coaches Award. This young man was a leader on and off the golf course, helping other golfers and improving his own swing dynamics. He was the coach's voice when the coach needed to get messages to the team. The Coaches Award goes to Walker Pollock. And the MVP. This young man was the best golfer on the team, whose swing improved even in our shortened season. He worked tirelessly on the driving range, on the putting greens, and chipping. Our MVP goes to Pierce Blackman. On to the softball team. We were really looking forward with a great group of seniors to get the softball season rolling, and the softball team began their quest, and then the season was interrupted. But there are a couple of awards that the coaches would like to give out. First, the Coaches Award. This young lady is the consummate teammate. You couldn't ask for a better player to build a team around. She is a top student, top player, and more importantly, a top person. She is someone who will lead the softball team going forward, as we lose 4 seniors from this team. The Coach's Award goes to Julia Ramirez. And now the softball has 2 co-MVPs. The first one is a young lady who's shown incredible improvement and maturity throughout her 4 years. She has become a major factor on the softball team, and she was a key component to the success of the team all the way through her career. We're very proud of her hard work and her commitment. Co-MVP, Teal Stevens. The second MVP is a young lady who is our top player, top student, and one who has got tremendous character. She is a hard worker, a great teammate, and a leader. Next year, she will be playing softball at Merrimack College on the East Coast, and we're very proud of her. MVP number 2, Sydney Shimkus. And finally, our final spring sport of the year was baseball. Our baseball team started the season, had a few games, and then unfortunately, like the rest of our spring sports, was cut short. But Coach Trites was very pleased with the effort, and he was able to come up with awards for the commitment that was given in the time frame of our season. First, he'd like to start with the offensive MVP. This young man, once again, tireless worker in the batting cage, studies the game, loves baseball, and is someone who is completely committed to the sport. He is someone who will continue to lead our team as only a sophomore, and we look forward to his improvement over the years and what he has coming to him going forward. Offensive MVP, Cruz Mata. Defensive MVP. This young man was the anchor of the infield. Has a great glove, great throwing arm, tremendous quickness, and a thirst to get better. Just like soccer, he's fearless, and he goes after every ball with determination and toughness. He is someone who will return next year as well, and we look forward to his improvement over the years to come. Defensive MVP, Eli Higuera. And the pitcher of the year. Coming in as a freshman and becoming a pitcher of the year is not easy. This young man, he is an inspiration. He is a hard worker. He is someone who never makes excuses, and he is someone that all his teammates look up to for his hard work, determination, and can-do attitude. Once again, his work ethic is unparalleled, and his character is tremendous. No excuses by this young man. He just goes to work every day. Pitcher of the Year, Chance Quarry. We have some final awards, Athletes of the Year. This year, there were so many great candidates on the girls' side, we decided that we were going to have a few Athletes of the Year for both boys and girls. We're going to start with the girls. This first young lady was a 2-sport athlete. She excelled on the soccer and softball fields. She is a hard worker, she is a committed student, and most importantly, she is a great teammate. She could always be counted on for her enthusiasm, her leadership, and her toughness. She led the soccer team in the midfield and was the middle infielder for our softball team and the quarterback of the team. We just mentioned her in the softball awards. She will be attending next year Merrimack College to play softball. Female Athlete of the Year number 1, Sydney Shimkus. The second Female Athlete of the Year is someone who every coach would say was the most committed, diligent, and mature athlete on their team. She was like the team mom of every team, looking after her younger teammates and encouraging all of the rest of her teammates. She was a soccer player and a surfer, and in both sports exemplified the Husky attitude: work hard, play hard, and be a great teammate. We will miss her next year as she moves on to college, but we are very proud of what she has accomplished over her 4-year athletic career. Athlete of the Year number 2, Maya McKivitt. And finally, this young lady was stellar on the volleyball court and the basketball court. When you see her, that is what an athlete should look like. She is physical, she is quick, she is tough, and she is tenacious. Not only that, she's got a great attitude, she's an unbelievable teammate, and she is a tireless worker. Constantly asking questions, consistently staying after late at practice to try to improve her skill level in whatever she was doing. This young lady will be going next year to West Point on a volleyball scholarship. Our final female athlete of the year, Kai Nickerson. And now to the boys athletes of the year. We have two young men that really exemplified everything that we're looking for. Number one is a young man who played football and soccer. On the football team, he was a team captain. He was the leading receiver, scored the most touchdowns, and was someone who the coaches could count on at all times. On the soccer field, he is a leader. He is the top player. He is someone who helped guide and motivate the younger players, and he was like a second coach on the field. He is someone who has shown incredible maturity over the past 4 years and really has become a leader of every team that he's been a part of and that the coaches could really count on. He will be going to play soccer next year at Colby College. Athlete of the Year number 1, Kyle Connell. The second Athlete of the Year is a young man who excels at everything that he does. As a basketball player, I can only marvel at his hard work, his toughness, his tenacity, and the type of teammate he is. I have watched him over 4 years physically mature to a player. I have watched his body physically mature, and I've watched the amount of hard work that this young man has put in. He is a man of high character. He is a tremendous leader. He is an outstanding student, and most importantly, he is a tremendous teammate. He could always be counted on in any situation to handle it with maturity and with guidance. He is someone who is going to be missed next year. He is someone that we are very proud of. He has received a scholarship and will be playing basketball next year at Lehigh University. Athlete of the Year number 2, J.T. Tan. And finally, our final award of the night is the Heart of the Husky. This is an award that the athletic department implemented years ago because there are athletes on this campus that may not be the top athlete on the team, but their contributions to a team are unparalleled. And that is exactly what this recipient is. I have never met a more dedicated, committed, and better teammate than this young man. His effort every day, regardless of the amount of playing time that they would have, was unbelievable. Never a complaint, never an excuse, always a great teammate. He exemplifies everything that is good about high school athletics. He plays the game for the love of the game, for the love of his teammates, and for the love of his coaches. He is someone that helped all of his teammates become better players because of the person he was and the leadership and his non-selfish attitude that he exhibited on a daily basis. You could count on him to be at every practice, every game, and to go with a smile on his face, team first. The Heart of the Husky, well deserved, goes to Kyle Nishikawa. Tonight is my final sports banquet at Rolling Hills Prep and Renaissance Schools after 28 years serving this community. I have decided to no longer commute and work closer to home and start a new chapter in my life. As a young, eager AD in 1992, I began my career at a school that had no athletic tradition, fielding only 3 high school sports and no middle school sports. I was excited to bring something new to this little school: athletic pride and athletic passion. We got to work right away, and in 1995, 3 years after this journey began, we appeared in our first ever CIF championship game. Fast forward 28 years later, we now field up to 17 high school sports and 6 middle school sports. We have appeared in 19 CIF championship games, winning 16 of them. We have participated in 4 state championship games, winning 2 of them. As of this year, we have sent 65 athletes to play their sport of choice in college. We have won over 75 league championships and have over 100 playoff appearances. I am proud of what we have accomplished, and I am proud that when people speak of small school athletic programs, they consider Rolling Hills Prep one of the best in all of Southern California. I would like to thank all that have helped me over the years, especially the athletes and coaches that have brought so much joy and pride to our schools. We have accomplished so much because of you. To the administrators, teachers, and parents that have been so helpful over the years, a special thank you for all of your support. And finally, to my family, my wife Doreen, and my 3 children, Dejanette, Dimitri, and Ariana. You have been my support system all these years, and you've sacrificed so much of yourselves so I could accomplish my dreams. None of the success that I have would not have been possible without all of your support and understanding. Huskies, no fear. You will be left in good hands. My assistant athletic director and our head boys basketball coach, Harvey Kitani, will be taking over the reins as athletic director. Harvey is a seasoned educator, coach, and administrator, and we will not skip a beat. Harvey has been in education for over 40 years and brings a wealth of knowledge, expertise, and experience. As I say goodbye and wish all of you luck in the future, I would like to introduce to you, to say a few words, your athletic director, Harvey Kitani. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian, and I congratulate all the Husky athletes. First, I'd like to congratulate you, Brian, on your next journey. Thank you so much for the foundation you have built here at Rolling Hills Prep and Renaissance. We will all try and copy the blueprint you have left us. You will really be missed. As the new athletic director, I wish all Husky athletes the very best this summer. Remember to keep working hard. Show your passion. Your attitude is everything. Thank you to all the students, parents, coaches, teachers, and administrators. We will all win this fight together. Stay safe, and we'll see us very shortly. Thank you.
Today, along with celebrating the Huskies and their athletic accomplishments for the 1920 school year, we're celebrating the legacy of Coach Brian Negan. For almost 30 years, Brian has been a coach, a teacher, a mentor, a friend, and our athletic director. He represents all that is good with the Husky spirit, leadership, a can-do attitude, and a positive demeanor throughout every day. We're so appreciative of his work, and so are a few other people who'd like to say a few words. Take it away.
Hey everybody, I just want to take a second to send a shout out to Brian Negan for being our great AD over all these years. We're going to miss you a ton, Brian. I, for one, am going to miss you on the sidelines during the games, and greeting us as we get on our bus to go on trips. I know it's going to be sad not seeing you around campus and being with all the kids on the sidelines, jumping on officials when I don't. It's been great. It's been great working with you. It's been an incredible opportunity for myself over the years to grow and build this program. And we thank you for all that you've done for RHP in all the sports in keeping these programs running. And I sincerely appreciate everything that you've done for the football program. It's been a long time. It's been a great road. A great ride, sorry. It's been a long road, but a little windy pass here and there. We've had to deal with some crazy stuff over the years. You know as well as I do. And we'll miss you, man. We wish you the best. Hope everything goes well. Hope everything is all positive for you and your family. And we're gonna miss you. You take care, and we're gonna miss you at banquets. although, I used to have to speak a lot, and now it's kind of nice not to have to do the speeches. But anyway, I think things are in good hands, but we'll definitely miss you being around, and we hope to talk to you soon. Don't be a stranger. Come back by and let us know when you guys are going to be out in the field, and we'll come check you guys out too. All right? Take care, Brian. We'll miss you. Bye.
Coach Negan, congratulations on your amazing tenure at RHP as a coach, administrator, and teacher. Your enthusiasm for all things Huskies has been an inspiration to all of us who have known you over the years. I've had the pleasure of knowing you since I was 14 years old, and I'm grateful for all of the opportunities and guidance you have given me since. As a coach, I will eternally be grateful for your relentless support and leadership of all our athletic teams over the years. From painting lines for the soccer and football teams, to cheering on the volleyball and baseball teams, to coaching the boys basketball team back in the day, to joining the girls and boys basketball teams on their journeys to Sacramento over the years. The success teams at RHP have experienced would not be possible without you. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and don't forget, once a Husky, always a Husky. Congratulations.
Hi, Brian. I've been really fortunate to have been able to call you both my teacher and my coworker, and I'm extremely appreciative of all the support you've provided me throughout the years. You're one of the people that makes RHP and Wren feel like a family to me, and I just can't thank you enough for everything you've done. I look forward to seeing what you do in the future, and I know you'll be successful no matter what you put your mind to. Take care.
Hi, Brian, and congratulations on this amazing milestone. I have so many fond memories of you, of course, starting down at Malaga Cove when I recruited you to be the second judge in the Hiroshima debates. Now, the first judge was Peter, and when the kids would say, who's going to be the judge? I would say, oh, Mr. McCormick, and they would go, ugh. And then I would say, Coach Niggin is the second judge, and they would say, oh no, because they knew how tough you were. I really appreciated all the years you put into making that project a real success. Thank you for that. And thank you, of course, for this too. When I started in 1995, Dejanette was in my 8th grade class. And when I finished in 2011, Ari was in my 8th grade class. So you provided me with the bookends of your two girls. It was an absolute delight to teach them both and to be your colleague for 16 years. And you'll hear how much you mean to Peter as well, but you mean a lot to both of us. All the best in your next endeavor, Brian. Lots of love.
Well, Brian, what a great 29 years. Lots of people are going to be talking about your work as athletic director. You brought the school from almost nothing in terms of teams to, I don't know how many teams, I've lost count, 40-something teams in middle school and upper school. Your work as leadership of athletic directors is absolutely legion. Of course, that time in 1994, when we opened the Oak Street Gym, was a huge step for all of us. And there are very few people that know that we had to, every weekend, lease that gym to legions of volleyball players. And you'd get up 6 o'clock in the morning, stay 6 o'clock at night, Saturday and Sunday for year after year after year, just to make sure that we were able to generate enough money to make lease payments on that place. A little known fact about Brian Niggin. But you were so much more than the athletic director. You were the alumni coordinator. When we had no alumni coordinator, you put your hand up and said, I'd volunteer to do that. You were a speech and debate coach. You were an advisor. You were an outdoor education warrior year after year. You were a sometime ballet dancer and an educator of the year. You must have signed 10,000 birthday cards to alumni. In short, you were family. We had lots of joy, we had lots of fun as you and I grew up professionally together over the 25 years that we were there. Sure, we laughed, and there were times we cried, but you were family. So congratulations, good luck in your next move, and I do have a gift for you. Mary and I, of course, are not able to deliver that right now, but you can collect it anytime you want. The envelope, please. To you, Brian Niggin. When you have time, on us, a weekend in Catalina.
As a coach, 4 CIF championships, 6 Southern California state appearances, Coach of the Year 5 times, Educator of the Year in 2013. As an athletic director, he's helped 65 college scholarships for our students, 16 CIF championships, 2 Southern California state championships, 1 state championship. What a resume for our leader. On behalf of the whole Rolling Hills Prep and Renaissance family, I want to thank you, Brian, for building our athletic program into one of the best in Southern California. All of your hard work and dedication will always be remembered. We want you and your family to have the very best in your next journey. Thank you, Brian, for being our leader.